Welcome, Chandana.
Thank you, my dear.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming and doing these calls with us. You did a call with Prerna last week, and this one is with me. And the call is Joy of Business. Chandana is Access Consciousness Facilitator and Business Done Different Facilitator. She's also a Talk to the Entities and CPCK, Conscious Parent, Conscious Kids Facilitator. She's been facilitating phenomenal classes, and she's one of the first few facilitators who really facilitated me choosing more in my world. So thank you for being here.
Thank you, Charu.
I'm Charu. I am right now doing this live from Jaipur. I keep traveling to different parts of the country to facilitate similar stuff, access consciousness, talk to the entities, and Prerna and me and Samantha are hosting Chandana for Business Done Different class in Mumbai. But before we get to what is Business Done Different, I would like to know what is joy of business? Like you are live on Facebook, my Facebook page. There are many people who have no clue what Business Done Different classes, joy of businesses. And as we know, there is no prereq to this class. Anybody who would want to know more about their businesses and would like to have some information around businesses can hook onto this live that we are doing right now.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Charu. Thank you for who you be and the beautiful invitation that you be. Thank you, honey. So Joy of Business is a specialty class of Access Consciousness, and it's created by Simon Melisses and using the tools of Access Consciousness. The creator of Access Consciousness is Gary Douglas, and the co-creator is Dr. Dane here. And so when you ask me what is joy of business, okay, that's what joy of business is for everybody, right? Yet, so under joy of business comes Business Done Different 3 days. It's a beautiful, fabulous class where it's almost like a way of changing the way you do business. You be in business, you create your life, you create your relationships, you create your body, everything. And then we also have another one-day class called Access Money in Business, which is a great introduction to the tools of joy of business. And for me, joy of business is really about waking up every morning and having the joy, having the gratitude, having the enthusiasm to create my life. It's where it's not heavy. It's not like, oh, today's another day. Oh my God, I got to get out of bed. Oh, I have to go to work. It's not that. It used to be that, but it's not that. It's more about, oh yes, another day. All right, what can I do today? What can I create today? Where can I go today? Who can I interact with today? Who can I receive from today? Business, what would you like to look like today? It's that exploration. It's that joy, that literally that, you're out in a playground and you're wondering, are you going to play with the cats and the dogs, or are you going to play with the squirrels and the lizards and the snakes? It's literally like that.
So I would be breaking up a lot of stuff over here for people who are from Access and who are not from Access.
Yeah.
So it's like there are two terms to it, joy and business. In this reality, we do business to make money. Like that's what we are supposed to do.
Yeah.
Business or job. It's just to make money. And from that money, you do things that makes you more joyful. So, but when we say joy of business, it is like joy is preceding the business. Yeah. So how is it different? Like, or how can we have more joy? Like how you spoke about morning waking up. Oh my God, another day. I can relate to that energy. Like some 5-6 years back, I just didn't want to wake up. I didn't want to live a life. I didn't want anything, like, because there was nothing. And me having a business was nowhere in my life. Like, I'm a doctor. I'm supposed to serve. That brings me joy. And when that brings me joy, it doesn't get me money. So either I can have money and business, like hardcore sales, or Like I can have joy, what brings me more joy, and esoteric, all those things that we have. You have to serve people, you have to be with people, you have to feed poor people, you have to take care of people's sufferings, not look at it as a business. So how do you do that?
Wow, thank you for bringing that energy up, because that is so prevalent, especially in India, where, India is the land of the healers. India is the land of the, where you're supposed to keep giving and serving. There's nothing wrong with serving. There's nothing wrong with your wanting to, provide for, but when it comes from a space of I have and you don't have, which is why I'm giving you, that's really a sort of superiority and a lot of judgments about how somebody else is less than you. And you actually take away, you disempower them by making them believe that they are less than you, that they are finite and you are infinite, that you have the abundance and they have the lack, right? But when we look at, I really liked what you talked about, how joy, the business was supposed to bring you the money, and then it was supposed to create the joy because you could spend the money to buy you things, right? Now that's how this reality functions, and that's how a lot of us have functioned up until now. I functioned like that for the longest of time, where you would believe that retail therapy is real, retail therapy is true. I get the money, I go spend, and I feel happy. Okay, what happens tomorrow morning? That happy is so momentary, right? Whereas when you look at business, and one thing that I love asking everybody is, what are you creating business for? Are you creating business to create you the money to pay your bills? Or are you creating business to create more possibilities? If it's the former, there is no joy. Because you're not even receiving. Before you can even receive, you've decided where the money has to go. Before you can even receive the contribution of your business, you're giving it away. Because your business contributes to you in the form of cash showing up. It contributes to you in the form of people showing up in your world that want to contribute to you. But you've just made money so valuable that when the money shows up, you've gone into, I've got to get rid of it because I've got to pay my bills. So there's really no joy in receiving. There's like, oh God, thank God the money came, I can pay my bills. Whereas if you now start to look at business and you ask, okay, what if I was creating business for the possibilities of it? What could I then receive? Now there's a level of joy that comes with it. There's a level of this receiving that comes with it that's not really there in the form of cash necessarily, but it's there in the form of an energy that tickles your body, that wakes you up, that wants you to move, that wants you to go explore, that kind of facilitates you into creation. And we all know that joy creates money. Money does not create you joy. But the thing is that we think that when we have money, we'll finally have joy, and then we'll have the joy of business. When I have enough money, I'll have the joy of business. Sorry, we're actually really doing it the wrong way. It's really about being the joy in the creation of your life, which is your business, that has money showing up as a byproduct.
So Prerna has a question. I think she's raising her hand.
Yes, Prerna.
Hi guys. Sorry.
Hi.
Sorry, my camera is off. I've had a dental surgery, so half my face is swollen.
No worries. All
But
the
there's-
contribution
so-
you require, sweet.
Thank you. So, what is joy? What is joy? Like, how can you have more joy? And
Yeah.
what is your definition of joy? So the way, like, I see it as needless, right? Like, I am not needy of clients, or I'm not needy of money, and that gives me a sense of joy. So for you guys, like for you and for Charu, what's joy?
So
It's so interesting.
should I? Yeah.
I
Charu,
would
go for it. Yeah.
No, I would love to hear you first. But it's so interesting. She just spoke about joy because I was about to ask you more about So let's hear you first.
So for me, truly, joy is the space of expansiveness that I be. It's a space, right? And it's a space that cannot be defined. It's really undefined. If I try to define it, I take the joy out of it. So when you're being space, and there's this expansiveness where you're in total receiving and total relaxation, like Prerna said, when you're needless, when you're relaxing into receiving, that for me is joy. And it doesn't have to be loud laughter. It doesn't have to be me dancing and prancing around. It can just be me being present with my body. It can be just me receiving from the trees. It can just be me sitting in front of my computer. If the space is expansive, if I'm being the space, that's joy.
So I'm going to ask you with that because we have two kind of people. We have multiple type of people, but there are two type of people who are hardcore business, like whatever you're saying, receiving and joy and peace and everything. That's okay, but I'm not getting money. It's a business. I have to deal with so many things around me, right? And then there are other kind of people. I used to be in that category, but I love changing people's world. I love serving people. Money is not important. For a very long time in my life, uh, I think 4 years back, I started acknowledging that I have a business, and that too in one of the dinner parties, one of the uh, hardcore businessman told me that, do you know you're doing business? I said, no, I'm serving. It's my healing modality. I serve people. I'm a doctor. And he said, yeah, but that's what a businessman does. Like they get the money, they put in their business to expand their business. Your work is you're speaking up, and you are your business. So you put your money on you to expand you. And that's what, and then that was like aha moment. Oh, I have a business. I thought till now I don't have anything in my life. And like I was talking about joy, like some couple of years back, when I used to earn like really less, I used to be happy. But then I reached to a point where where numbers started becoming so significant. If I don't make this number, and my joy started going away. And like you said, like, because I started defining that if I make this number, then I will be happy. And then I had to go back and see, okay, I was happy then, and what happened now that my happiness is gone away. Although I'm making far more than what I was making then. I was making more choices than ever before, but like there was no joy in that because there was always more to achieve. So the moment you spoke about, and Prerna asked what is joy, so how do we address these two kind of people who are more into like, oh, receiving from trees and that's what it is. And then there are other kind of people, listen, I have bills to pay. Like
Ikshita.
joy is a different story altogether. Like it's a business, I have bills to pay. How do we look at that?
So, thank you for that, Charu. So it's really about the inclusion of money in the creation of a business. It's not about this this fairy tale story about how just receive from trees and receive from plants and animals and from your business, and the money will just fall from the sky. No, it's not about that. It's really about creating a business from the space of receiving with the inclusion of money. Like you spoke very beautifully about how there's a section that says, I'm in serving. In other words, serving means not receiving. I just have to gift. I just have to give. It's not even gifting, it's giving. It's a
Giving.
very transactional reality. And when you've created that transactional reality with yourself and with your business and with the money, then you are going to constantly find yourself giving, and then judging, and then judging and taking. I know, Prerna, we are matching.
We are actually matching background.
Our backgrounds are also matching.
Yes.
What else is possible? I had to come all the way to Nagpur to match with you.
I had to stay in Jaipur to match.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so there's a section of people who will reject money by glorifying the service. But can you okay, let's not have a judgment of serving and not serving. Let's look at, okay, you want to serve people, cool, but could you serve people with money or without money?
With money.
Yeah, isn't that so much easier, right? So whatever you're choosing to do in your life, whatever you're choosing to be in your world, is including money going to make that easier, or is it going to create an impediment for you?
How do we include money?
By asking for it,
Yes.
by being present. I was listening to one of the business calls recently with Gary and Christopher and Shannon, and it was a really interesting call where they spoke about asking to include profit in your business. Like, say for instance you have exhibitions around the world. Okay, there are a lot of young people out there who take their products from one place to the other. So now when you have exhibitions around the world, are you looking at, this is my inventory, this is my investment, and I must have so much money coming back because I have to cover my cost of my travel, my hotel, the venue, and all of you, you've got all your, you've got everything written. But the thing now is that you're looking at your expenses, at what is being spent, and now you're constantly looking at, oh, am I out creating that? Am I getting more? Am I getting more? Am I getting more? So you're constantly judging yourself. All right. But instead of doing that, what if you just include the energy of asking for profit? What is profit? What is profit in business? Profit in business is what people would say, having more inflow and less outflow. Yeah, that's a great way of looking at it. But what is profit truly? Is a growth of possibilities. So when you ask, when you include, when you say, okay, I'm going for an exhibition, what will it take for this to turn out way more than I thought was possible? And what profit can this create me? Include the energy of profit.
That
And
brings a lot of joy.
yeah, right, doesn't it? Yeah, you can see profit is something that, okay, some people, like I said, more inflow, less outflow. But what else is profit? It could be cash, it could be possibilities, it could be more people meeting you. Yes, Simran, please do try it at your exhibition. And including, like Gary once said, if you're asking for money, if you're asking for cash, ask for cash. Don't confuse the universe. Nothing wrong in asking for cash. You can wake up in the morning and be like, okay, universe, how much cash can I get gifted today? Okay, business, how much cash can you create me today? Okay, business, how many possibilities can show up today? Universe, willing to receive. Just that. It takes, how many seconds did that take us? But what if you start your morning like that? What would your business be like? What energy flow would you be with your business, for your business, that has it exponentializing? Yeah.
Wow. So Of course, we don't want to start the class today.
Oh, I am so
And
ready. I'm so ready.
ready, and you're expert. I heard it in last live. You're expert in starting the class right now. But so business done different is, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
It's extremely practical along with including the energetics of everything. Like uh, when people talk to me, I say, how do we only focus on body and not the being that we have, or how do we only focus on being and not on body? So it's like being very practical with your business along with including the energetics, and there is like a fine play between, like how you said that you have to know like what is your cost to what you're doing, and also not making it significant, like still asking for that and still not making it significant. So there is a dynamics that goes on, and how do we include more energetics of whatever we've been doing in our businesses. And when, like, for me it is an assumption, but for a lot of people, business is not only the work that we do, it's the life that we live.
Yes, that.
So the business is busyness. It's like where you are busy in the isness, where you're busy in your being. What are you creating with your being? What's possible with your being? And how can your body complement to those creations being in this physical reality that we are? So what do we include all of that in business done different?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for asking that, Charu. Your body is such a tool of consciousness, and there's a space of there's a spherical awareness that your body has, right? It doesn't just it's not just aware of what your eyes are seeing. The eyes are just seeing that. Your body is a tool of consciousness, a tool of awareness, and there's a spherical awareness that your body has. And when you include your body in your business, you have spherical possibilities which create the spherical receiving from your business. But the thing that most of us do is we totally separate ourselves from business. We separate our body from our business. It's like, what does a body have to do with business or with creation? But something so beautiful that I think Prerna and I spoke about last time also was that, the body, just give me a second, please. Hello? हाँ जी भेज दीजिए 5 मिनट में. Thank you. So sorry, business done different.
Yes.
So yeah, so Prerna and I were talking about this in the previous Facebook Live that we did, where your business is for your being. It's the growth, it's the expansiveness of your being. And money is for your body. But how many have lumped both together and confused themselves and made it about business is not making me money, so I'm not successful.
I'm
But
not.
there is.
I don't have the right to even live.
Exactly. I don't have the right to live. I don't have enough. I'm a failure. I'm not successful. Because in business, a lot of times, all the constructs of this reality, which include money, which include time, they are at play.
Yep.
And when you actually recognize, oh, this is a construct, it's man-made. What is a construct? It's an invention. It's created by man. Money is created by man. And money was created to facilitate trade. It was created by man to facilitate trade. Initially, it was barter system where where somebody would, oops, I'm sorry, give me a moment.
Go ahead. She's getting her food. Yeah. By the time she comes, if any of you have any questions, you guys can either type in or unmute yourself to ask her the question. And we have a class coming up in Mumbai on 13th, 14th, 15th
Yes.
of
Sorry
August.
about that, my lovelies.
I'm just sharing that we have a class
Yes.
coming up. It's
Yes.
an access consciousness class, but it has no prereq. So you or any of your family members, any of the fathers who go bonkers about the business can come and join this class. Yeah, you were talking about
Yeah.
body.
Yeah. So it's like, when you look at the creation of money, it started from barter system where somebody would get a goat from, maybe across the hills to exchange it for silk, or someone would get maybe um, a bag of rice to exchange it for chicken, or something like that, where they would barter. And it was difficult to carry weight across mountains and cities and hills and lakes, but they would do it because there was no other way of doing it, of this transaction. There was no other form of transaction. So money started to actually create a transaction between people, where money was created to actually facilitate trade. So trade became easier, and it created this transactional reality between people taking and giving. But it was man-made. It was created to make life easy for you. It was not created to control you. It was not created as power over you. It was not created as a source of joy. It was just created to make life easy. But do you look at money like that, or do you look at money as a source of your life and your living? And that often takes the joy out of business. So this is really about looking at it and being like, I'd like to put the joy back in business now. In other words,
back into your life.
yeah. Joy back into your life.
And can you give some examples? Like, I know the days I am so joyful, like my creations starts, like I start creating like this.
Yeah.
The days I don't want to show up, I want to put my face into the pillow and I want, don't talk to me. Those are the days I do not put my classes out. I do not like even talk. And I know that's not the energy of creation I'm being.
Yeah.
So it's also like paramount to acknowledge like what energy we are being is what we are putting out in the world. So if I am not happy, how do I expect my clients to be happy with the work that I do? Like if I am not creating for the joy of it, for the contribution of it, for the possibility of it, how does my client look at that work as a gift and a contribution and a gratitude and acknowledgement of that creation?
Yet, having said that, Charu, every moment of you showing up is a gift.
Yeah. So this class does that. Like I haven't even known about the manual. Prerna only spoke about last call that the manual is amazing. I go bonkers with access manuals because each manual, it seems like they put the words in, like it was there in my head and it's there. They've so nicely put it on the paper. Like you can't omit even one word from that manual, the manuals that we get in access. And what would it be like if we had more tools to not be a slave of money, time, validation of our clients, need of everything in our world?
Yeah, so beautifully put. What would it be like to be needless of creation, but just having choice with creation? That is the joy of business.
There's so much more. Like I so much want to talk about this. Like it's something like which I talk a lot, and you and me, I know we can go on and on. Like we can
Totally, absolutely.
Like I would open it to people if you have any questions regarding class, logistics, or you would like to know something about the class, how it can contribute to you. You can ask Chandana, you can ask me about the logistics. I'm excited for this class. I am looking for it. And like you shared last live, that how you invited your husband to come to this class where he had
Yeah,
no clue of what access is.
yeah.
It's for a lot of people, even if you have no clue what access is, this class can be a major gift to somebody who's looking for a different possibility in their life, in their world.
And like you said, Charu, the manual is pure gold. I've got a number of manuals, facilitated a number of classes, but the manual of the BDD, it literally infuses you with possibilities. Literally. It's like, it's just this space of where you walk out totally undefined. You walk out with absolutely no reference point to creation and a whole lot of magic. And I know I see Prerna has questions.
So yeah, so I'm going to announce, like, the dates are 13th, 14th, 15th of August, happening in Mumbai and online. So you can join from anywhere in the world. In Mumbai, the venue is Lemon Tree Hotel, and we would be sharing more details through mails. If you've registered for this call, you would be receiving the details of everything. Um, and we look forward for you all to join us.
And thank you, Charu. Thank you so much for putting this together, darling, and for putting it out. And I am so grateful to all of you for joining us. And we have our lovely hosts on. And I'm grateful, Prerna, Charu, Sam, Anurag, grateful to all of you and to everybody else who's here. Kanika, I see you. Thank you all for being here. And truly, what else is possible?
What else is, it's a business done different. The 4 people who are hosting you are from different streams of life. Like,
Yeah.
we are totally entirely different people, but we get together to create something that creates a possibility in this world, to have, you do not have to suffer.
Yeah.
If you are
That.
suffering with time, money, balancing, like, that work-life balance in any of it,
Yeah.
you guys don't have to. You can choose more.
That's such a big one, balancing home life
Work-life
and
balance.
business. That's probably another Facebook Live.
Yes. So
Wonderful.
thank you so much, guys, for joining in, hopping on this call. We have almost 35 people who kept joining and leaving, and we would be looking forward for this creation. And thank you, Chandana. Thank you so much. I know you've had a long day with your classes.
Thank you, Charu. Thank you so much for putting this together and putting it out. And thank you, everybody who's here. And I look forward to more.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.